So I was jump roping this morning and I was contemplating things, kind of multitasking of sorts. And I was thinking about this notion of self-improvement, goal setting, BU. And I was wondering about it. I was kind of contemplating it. And I was just thinking about how people go about setting goals for themselves. How do they go about improving themselves? And the simplest example is every year around January, once the New Year's happens, after they had their jollies, they had their appletinis, their Long Island iced teas, whatever that is, and whatever with their adult beverages, and then the next day they're like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get in shape. And they may get a gym membership, or they might buy some gym equipment or some sort of like home gym equipment or some weights to work out at their house. And after about a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, their New Year's resolution starts to dissipate, starts to dwindle, and then around February or 2 months later, they're back to their old ways, and they haven't achieved the goal that they set out for themselves. As a matter of fact, they might even have gained weight. And I was pondering that idea, and the reason why I was pondering that is because I've been on this trip on how to maximize my time, how to pursue certain goals that I have set for myself, and I was thinking about what are some ways that people can actually achieve the goals or some of their personal endeavors that they want to pursue for the year. And I've kind of broken down like three things that you can do, and this is done through the lens of like art. Like I kind of view goal setting all through the lens of how I can maximize my ability to either make art or improve my art, and that is how I look through my worldview. It's like, how can I spend more time making art, but also spend time with friends and family and all that kind of stuff, and maximize my time to do both. And oftentimes, much to my dismay, case in point, right now it's 11 o'clock at night. Uh, it's done through the sacrifice of sleep. That happens from time to time. It's not for lack of trying. Just sleep just kind of escapes me. Um, but it's done through the lens of art, and some of the things that I do and that you can do to apply to whatever it is. It could be to losing weight, fitness goals. It could be to maybe you want to learn a language. Maybe you want to learn um, how to do cursive. Maybe you want to pursue an art career. Maybe you want to pursue a YouTube career. Maybe you want to just have more, just to learn something, or maybe you just want to read more, or I don't know, whatever. Like, or maybe you want to become a musician, or you want to learn an instrument. I don't really know of any other pursuits or any of the other hobbies outside of art, so I can't like give clear examples or clear other like examples other than like, oh, maybe you want to learn how to draw or learn how to paint or learn how to sculpt. So as far as anything create outside of the creative world, I'm kind of like drawing a blank. um, so the main thing that you want to do, or the three main things you want to do, is write out your goal. Okay, write it on paper, write it in a journal, write it on a piece of paper that you see every day, every morning. Get a dry erase marker and write it on the mirror in your bathroom. So every time you're brushing your teeth, you just see that thing like says something like "get in shape, lose weight" or whatever. Write it out, right? Doesn't matter as long as you write it out. There's some studies that show that if you write out what you intend on doing, you have a higher success rate of doing that thing, other than just like thinking about it. Like apparently, just thinking about it, you get like the feels. You like, oh yeah, you get some satisfaction out of just thinking about doing that thing that you don't actually do the thing that you should be doing, right? So write out your goals. The next thing you want to do is clearly define what you want to like achieve, right? And the simplest example is that I can give off the top of my head is something like along the lines of I want to lose 5 pounds, as opposed to saying I want to lose weight. How much weight? Who knows, right? 5 pounds gives you a a measurable outcome, so you know exactly how many pounds you want to lose. It could be 10 pounds. It could be 15 pounds. Doesn't matter, right? All that matters is you wrote out a clearly defined goal, right? Um, if you're pursuing art, for me, it could be like, I want to draw 30 minutes a day. I want to draw one page a day. I want to draw one figure a day. I want to draw one portrait a day. You know, you're giving it a measurable definition. You're defining it through a measurable outcome, right? So that's a way you can do that. The next thing you might want to consider doing is giving a clear deadline to your goal, right? Oftentimes, what happens is, especially with like when it's a New Year's resolution, you tend to you just like I want to lose weight. Okay, well, how long is this weight loss endeavor going to be? I don't know. I just want to lose weight. And if you just say I want to lose weight, and you just like give you don't have a deadline to when you want to lose how when you want to lose that weight. It could be now, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, it could be the entire year, and then pretty soon, before you know it, you haven't lost any weight because you haven't given yourself some form of boundaries, some sort of confinement. You haven't confined the goal in a deadline. So for a person who is looking to lose weight, I'm using fitness analogies because those are the easiest to kind of use. Art is kind of ambiguous. I will give some art reference or like art analogies as well. But like with weight, he's like, I want to lose 5 pounds in 10 weeks, right? So you know that in 10 weeks you've set a deadline for yourself. You put that in a calendar, right? You write that down. You put that in your calendar, like you show how many pounds you want to lose in 10 weeks, and you put that in a calendar, right? And what you do is you basically do some simple math. So basically basically what that would entail is you losing a half a pound a week, which is very is it half a pound a week? 10 weeks, 5 pounds, right? Half a pound in 10 weeks, or half a pound a week, and that would be very easily digestible to do. Like if you just um, set out to do that, you'll be more successful. Now we're not. I'm not getting to the micro of the whole thing where like you have to go and meal plan. You have to go find out what your BMI is, right? Your basic BMR, your basic basal. Is it your basic or metabolic rate or basal metabolic rate? I don't know the terminology. I'm not a dietitian, but right, you want to determine how many calories you burn in a day, and you want to eat just a little bit below that, and that will give you like the uh, the the ability to lose half a pound in a week, right? So you clearly define uh, your goal, and then you give it a deadline. So for me, like for an example for art would be like, um, I want to do one painting a week, or I want to do 10 paintings in a month, or I want to do 8 paintings in a month. And so then you know how many paintings you have to uh, um, finish every week. So if you want to do 8 paintings in a month, generally you're going to have to do 2 paintings a week. And then you're going to have to figure out how many hours you're able to devote to a painting, and then just work on that painting for that many hours. And once that many hours is up, you stop and you do another one, right? So giving yourself a deadline is a way to achieve some sort of measurable goals, right? Now, whether this leads to self improvement or not is up in the air. That's an argument to be had, but at least you're giving yourself a heading. You're pointing yourself in the right direction, and as time goes by, you're able to tweak those goals little bit by little bit, right? Maybe you're finding that you're able to lose 1 pound a week, and or very easily you're able to lose 1 pound a week, and you can maybe speed up shorten the deadline, and then maybe set new deadlines or new goals after that. And then what you do is you start stacking these goals on top of each other, and then all of a sudden you become unstoppable, or at the very least you you have a new self, like sense of self confidence that you wouldn't normally have. Um, so I would just highly suggest writing out your goal. Make sure that that goal is clearly defined, and give yourself a deadline. Um, yeah, and those are 3 things that you can do to set stronger goals for yourself. And it's something that I do on the regular. I don't necessarily write them out. Um, they tend to kind of like get incorporated into my daily habit, like my daily habit stacks that I do. And as I get better at doing those habit stacks, they become kind of like a thing that I do every day. You know, much like when you wake up, you brush your teeth. You brush your teeth. No, you much like when you wake up, you brush your teeth, and then you make your bed, right? You've made that into a habit stream or a habit pathway. So that's what I typically do. Is like I I will I'll set up a goal for myself. Like I want to draw every day, and so what I do is I like incorporate that into my stream of habits. So an example would be I wake up. I think I talked about this in my last video. It's like I wake up, I take a cold shower, I scream in terror because it's pain it's not fun. I brush my teeth, I go downstairs, I start the coffee machine, I go downstairs again in the basement, I jump rope, I work out, and then I go upstairs with my cup of coffee. I do my business, then I draw, then and then so forth. So it's like literally just the things that I do in sequence. It's literally a checklist. So I have a checklist of things that I do every day. And as I get more efficient at that, I'm able to incorporate small little new habit stacks. So I don't necessarily abide by these strategies, but for beginners, this is a great way to kind of start the 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 habit stacking method, or start yourself in the right direction to improving yourself and achieving some form of personal goals. Now, that could be anything. It could be anything. I use fitness as an example because it's like low hanging fruit. It's like the easiest like thing that you can kind of make analogies towards. But there's other things you can do. You want to learn an instrument. You want to learn language. You want to become more well versed in your craft or whatever that is. You want to spend more time with your family. You want to spend more time on your hobbies, or you want to spend more time with your friends and family, etc., etc. All this can be incorporated into creating stronger goals for yourself. So that's it. All I wanted to talk about is kind of uh, explain some ways that you can improve yourself, right? And as I said, all of my videos are done through the lens of how I can improve my art or how I can maximize my time to create an art and spending time with family, etc. Like it's very simplistic. Even though you may see me doing a lot of videos, maybe see doing a lot of posts, etc. It's only the only reason why I'm able to do that is because I have a really good way of just habit stacking, and it's all dependent on just doing it, just like checking off that list. This is what I do every morning. Do 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 do, boom boom boom. Just a giant pathway of habits, and I just look at it as a way to maximize all my free time. And by doing this, I know exactly what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do. I don't always know when I'm going to do it because sometimes things kind of slow me down. There's always going to be um, roadblocks, speed bumps every day that kind of slow you down. But as long as you just keep following your habits and keep following that goal, those goals that you're seeking out, your that are sought after for yourself, right? You're you're going to be better off for it. Um, a little bonus thing is like maybe after you write it down, what you could do is you write down that goal every day. There's like write that goal down every day to remind yourself what you are striving for. You know, if you are looking to improve yourself, maybe write it out every day to remind yourself um, what you're trying to do and why it is important to you. Um, so that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it shed some light and maybe provided you with some value and maybe gave you some ideas on how you can improve your goals and maybe uh, basically make yourself a better person, whatever it may be. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I totally appreciate each and every one of you. I gotta get going, and I'm going to hit this little button here. Is it over here? Is it on the screen? No, not a touch screen. Mouse over here. Bye.